Most welcome in this English grammar learning session. It belongs to class 5, lesson 19, titled Voice, Active and Passive. First of all, you need to understand what is a voice. The way of expressing a sentence, either stressing on its subject or its object, is termed as voice. It is of active and passive form. Change of voice. Sentences may be written in different ways, but their meaning must remain the same and they must make sense. However, the subject of the sentence may change when we rewrite them. This is called change of voice. Active voice. When the subject of the sentence is the doer of the action indicated by the verb, then we say the verb is in active voice form. The form of the verb of active voice is must as per the number and the person of the subject. Verbs in the active voice must have an object receiving the action. Example, a millionaire makes women's hats. Example 2, my sister washed the dishes. Here, the actions indicated by the verbs makes and washed are received by the objects women's hats and the dishes respectively. Now come to learn more about passive voice. When the subject of the sentence is not the doer of the action but is the receiver of the action indicated by the verb, then we say the verb is in the passive voice. As for example, women's hats are made by a millionaire. This sentence has been framed on the structure subject derived from object of active voice, then as per need, helping verb are has been used over here, then third form of verb made, then by, then object derived from subject of active voice. So this is the structure needed to change the given sentence of simple present tense into passive voice form. Now see the next example. The dishes were washed by my sister. The dishes were washed by my sister. This sentence has been based on the structure subject derived from object of active voice, then helping verb where has been used over here, then third form of verb, then by, then at last object derived from subject of active voice. Now, how to change sentences of active voice into passive voice in case of simple present tense? That means, first of all, you need to learn how to change sentences of simple present tense into passive voice form. Arrange the words of the sentences of active voice into this structure. What is the structure? Subject derived from the object of active voice. Then you need to add add or use any of these helping verbs, is, am or are as per requirement. Then you need to add third form of verb, then by, and finally object derived from subject of active voice. As for example, I write a letter. Obviously it is in simple present tense. So here I is the subject of the sentence, write is the verb, first form of the verb, and a letter is the object. So in order to change it in passive voice form, you need to change this. You need to use this object as a subject. So it will become a letter, and then you need to use is from here because it is in third person singular number. So it becomes a letter is, then third form of verb written, then by and me. This me has been derived from subject of active voice. In this way, this structure becomes proved. See the another example. C writes a letter. It is in simple present tense and is obviously in active voice form. So in passive voice, it will become a letter is written by her. Now see the structure for simple past tense. A structure for the passive voice form of the sentences of past indefinite tense or simple past tense. Subject derived from object of active voice. Then, as per requirement, you need to use was or where. Then, third form of verb. Then, by. Then, object from subject of active voice. Where S is equal to subject, O is equal to object, V is equal to verb. As for example, I wrote a letter. Here, I is the subject, wrote is the second form of the verb, and a letter is the object. So, in passive voice form, it will be used as a subject. Consequently, it becomes a letter was written by me. And this sentence has been framed on this very structure. Again, see, she wrote a letter. A letter was written by her. They wrote a novel. A novel was written by them. In this way, you can change any given sentence of simple past tense into passive voice form. Now, come to question answer session, that is online homework solution, lesson 19, page number 129. Question number A. Underline the subject in each sentence. Write D if it is the doer or R if it is the receiver of the action. Check your answers again. For your sake of simplicity, answer parts has been underlined with different coloring so that you can identify it easily. Our gardener is growing flowers. Here, our gardener is a subject or doer, so it has been underlined. And obviously, it is a doer, so you need to write D. My sister bought a crossword book for me. So, my sister is doer, so you need to write D. The cheese has been nibbled by the mouse. Here, the cheese has been nibbled by the mouse. Is receiving the action. So you need to write R. How will you learn about it? Just observe whether the sentence is active or in passive voice form. It is in passive voice form, so it is receiver, and this one is in active voice form, so it is in. You need to write D because my sister is the doer. My sister bought means she is buying. She bought. So she is the doer. So you need to write D. And the cheese has been nibbled by the mouse. So you need to write R as a receiver. Parents love their children. Here parents love. That means parents is a subject and is doer. So you need to write D. Some children donate their toys. Here some children is a subject and they are doer. So you need to write D. These fruits were picked up by us. These fruits were picked by us. So it is in passive voice form and is the receiver of the action. So you need to write R. Roosters and crows make the most noise. Obviously, it is in active voice form and the subject is doer. So you need to write D. The criminals were punished by the police. Here, it is in passive voice form because the subject is receiving the action. So you need to write R. Apples are grown in Himachal Pradesh. So it is in passive voice form. So you need to write and subject is a receiver. So you need to write R. The tourists made a big snowman. Obviously, it is the subject and is the doer. In this way, you need to write D for doer. Must note it down and get checked so that you can do better in coming exam. Thanks for watching. See you in next class with new solution. At last, must comment in comment section whether you have written it or not, and if you mm, liked it, then must like it so that I can provide you successive videos of this complete grammar book. Thanks for watching. See you.